Now, let's turn back to politics. We're hearing from a number of Republicans who are suddenly calling for unity and healing after years of backing the most divisive rhetoric in modern American history. With us now, the executive director of the Institute of Politics and Public Service at Georgetown, Mo Elleithee. The Institute is out with new polling on political unity ahead of the new administration. Mo, always great to talk to you. And
hey,
I'm all about unity. I'm all about unity, so much so that it drives me and everybody around me crazy. I whether it's in the law or whether I'm in, media or politics, I always say there's always a deal out there. You just have to work hard for it. But before we get to your poll, don't we have to have justice for some of these people before we start talking about unity?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. I think the American people are sort of in a couple of places at once. They do want more unity. They want to see Congress and the president working together. They do want to tone down the divisive rhetoric. But at the same time, no one wants an unjust society. They do want to see basic fairness. They do want to see accountability. At times, there is a conflict there. But I think they are hopeful that they can get that accountability and justice while still moving towards a more unified society.
Hey, Mo, it's Willie. It's good to see you this morning. So do you, based on the new polling that you have out there, what is the optimism? We see some general optimism. You just told us that a majority of Americans believe that things are going to get better. About partisanship in this country, that if Donald Trump is not at the head of the government, if Donald Trump is not tweeting every day, if Donald Trump is not consuming our political and cultural conversation every day, that the temperature might, in fact, be turned down. Did you find that optimism?
We did. It's a cautious optimism, but it's there. We were in the field with this poll last week. The insurrection happened right in the middle of it. And, we've been testing this for about 2 years now. What we have found is, first, that it's about as bad as people have ever seen it, that they believe that on a scale of 0 to 100, 100 being like the ultimate amount of political division, the mean response right now is at 76. That's astonishingly high. But when you ask them what they think it'll be a year from now, that number drops down to about 65. Still high, but much better than it is now. The new President-elect Biden, is coming in. He's got a stated theme of Americans United for his inauguration. We asked voters, do they believe that he will be successful in unifying the country? And a majority of people, a clear majority of people, say they believe he'll have some level of success. They believe that the new president will be able to work with Congress to get things done, which has not always been the case over the past few years in the polling. So people are optimistic. Now, there's still some warning signs. We're still seeing tremendous amount of polarization, that Republicans are much less likely to believe that the president-elect can be a unifying force than Democrats and independents are. There is, and we saw a huge spike in this in the nights that we were in the field after the insurrection, there is an increase in concern about politically motivated violence moving forward. But having said that, they still are optimistic. They still believe that with some changes and holding some people culpable, that we can get there. The number one driver, though, in the minds of voters about who is responsible for the greatest amount of incivility in our politics isn't President Trump. It's actually social media. People, I think, are recognize that there are bigger systemic forces and challenges out there that we've got to overcome to get back to that sense of unity that we were talking about.
Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.